Recording is in progress. Mr. Dennis Praet, recording is in progress. Just letting you know. Hello, good morning, Dennis.
Hello, Kurt.
The NMP PCH HayaBusa World Champion team captain now. How does it feel to be the boss? You used to be the youngest team member. I remember that in 2010. Before you came in, actually, you were the youngest all the time. Now you're the boss. What has changed for you? A lot of
What has
responsibility.
changed is a little bit more experience and a couple of world titles, and how I'm this. I don't see myself as the team captain. Maybe I've taken on that role like indirectly, but we I try to take the lead together with Bob on how we go with things, but it's definitely a different experience to what happened when I was coming in. So it was, in a sense, I would even say that it's easier to come in and just let's say do as you're told and just try to do your best. And now you get into a position where you have to lead the team and you have to make sure you make the right decisions on training and training plans, and you have to think it through, but you also make mistakes, and that's sometimes the annoying part, because you make a mistake and it affects the whole team. Whether as you make an individual mistake, maybe it's a little bit easier to make mistakes when you're new, let's say, because that's normal.
Yeah, isn't it? So there's a serious meaning behind being the boss. Well, you still have David overseeing the whole thing a little bit, right? Literally, because he's on the top position there, looking
Yeah.
down on you. Are you consulting with him, or is he consulting with you, or is he really just kind of stepping away from it?
He's a bit in the middle. I would say he lets us do our thing. He also knows that well, Bob and I, we should have enough experience, but it's not to say that I would ask him multiple times to, like, on a creeper session, just to stand next to us, and if he sees stuff from the top, and yeah, but he doesn't really involve himself that much. Only if we ask, or if he sees something that really that he's really like, oh, I need to say this. But if not, because he also says that it's going to be a different dynamic with, not with having him in the team. So we will probably be doing things a little bit different than what it was with Dave. It's a different person in that slot, and but he has an eye on it for sure. But he lets us do our thing, and here and there we will ask, and he'll say his thing.
It's interesting because if you look, at Arizona airspeed, um, when Joey, I mean, that's at least what Niklas and Mikhail are saying now. When Joey and Christopher joined the team, they were the young kids, like Ray and Neil have been, and they said that Joey and Chris brought in some new ideas and new thoughts and different ways how to do things. And it was apparently, obviously quite successful that way, sharing that. How's your relationship with your youngsters there, which they're the new people, they're the Joey and the Chris now for Hayabusa, basically.
Yeah, I think it's in a sense a bit the same as you say, but it's also different because Joey and Christopher were teammates before,
Mhm.
whereas Neil and Ray didn't know each other before coming into our team. So Neil had already some experience with Falco, with a team, and also with some previous teams, and he's was very driven. So he sometimes comes up with some ideas for sure. Ray doesn't at the moment, not
Yeah.
because the boy comes from nothing, comes from nothing to being fourth in the
He
world.
came from Jiu-Jitsu.
Exactly. Yeah, but that doesn't really help in a four-way. Apart from that.
Not too much wrangling there.
No. Yeah, so yeah, Neil would come up with ideas from time to time, but Ray at the moment he keeps quiet, and that's fine. We sometimes ask him does it feel and get some feedback, but coming up with ideas, let's say, no new ideas from that he had from previous experiences. No, at the moment, no. It's more.
Where could they come from? I mean, sometimes the general experience from different sports could be helpful, applying training methods and things. Everybody has, most of us have different experience from different sports, so it could be helpful. Well, Joey and Chris also had a different background because they had a team that was already very competitive, on the way up, with Michelle and Gina and Brent from the beginning. And as you say, Ray and Neil were totally individuals joining Hayabusa. So I guess that too. But good thought, with the Joey and Chris, they came as a package.
Yeah, they were a package. They knew each other already very well, which is an advantage. You know that you have two new guys in the team and they know each other already very well. So those two don't have to figure each other out anymore on a personal level, or as in a team. It's figuring out it's Nicholas, Mikhail, and Christopher and Joey that just need to figure it out.
Yeah. So now I'm wondering, now we are already kind of looking into the future. The Arizona Airspeed will announce their new team members very soon, I think in the coming days. Do you know anything? Do you know more than I do?
Okay. I don't know more than you do. No. And I've tried, I asked one question. I said, let me have one go, and then I got immediately silenced. So no. I didn't ask any further questions. We'll know when everybody knows.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I've settled with that too. I haven't asked those stupid questions. Anyway, what did I want to say? Oh, one of the coolest things for me at Crystal Coast was a new father joining the fan club. It was so cool to see your dad and Mr. Growls together again. We've seen this before, but this time we also had Ray's father there.
Pascal, yeah.
Pascal. That is so cool. So what about Neil? When is he going to send his father?
We were close, but his father runs a business. So yeah, if he would have come out, it would have not have been for a long period. So he'll come out at one point, I guess.
Well, maybe next time it's the World Cup is in the Netherlands.
Yeah, that more potential for him passing by.
Well, if not then, whenever, then you could only have an event in Belgium, the World Championship or World Cup, and you don't get it any closer than the Netherlands.
I'm gonna put the pressure on Neil's dad then.
I want to take a photo of the forefathers.
I hope Neil hears this NSL talk.
Well, I'm sure he would. Well, wouldn't he? All right, so we said we are kind of almost in the aftermath, but let's begin at the beginning, which is the World Championship. It was one of the very few big situations. I don't know when it was the last time that was a big competition, and I did not speak with NMP PCH HayaBusa after the competition is over. What happened? Was it because you ended up only in fourth? You didn't want to talk to anybody because you didn't win a medal, or what was going on?
Maybe you were too busy interviewing the Swedes and everybody that won, sitting at the beach.
I take that punch. Okay, fine. Yeah, all my fault. But it really hasn't happened that often. And yeah, I'm sorry that I didn't find you. And I have to admit, it was a very busy event for me, even though it was a small event, you know, we all know that. But there was a lot of stuff that I had to do, that I did that I usually don't. So I'm sorry for that. But you know, I'm the saddest guy if I don't get. But it was interesting. I'm sure you listened in on the S-Beat conversation. That was a very interesting one. So we can do that now, not with the whole team, but we can do it with Dennis Praet, and he can tell us the experiences of NMP PCH HayaBusa at the World Championship.
Yeah,
Mike is all yours.
the mic is mine. Yeah, I think as you know, with this team, we went to this World Championship very relaxed in a sense, because this is only a starting point. We I don't know how many jumps we did with Ray, like starting with him to the world meet. It mustn't have been a lot, because we started with him in Florida with one camp. Then he had to do his 3 months of training, becoming a soldier. Then we decided for our criteria for the army that we need to get, that we need to do, you know, we need to do a podium at either the military world meet or the world meet. We decided to like secure our criteria for the army at the military world meet. That means we had to train with Dave. So it was a very up and down roller coaster season, trying to get it all, you know, fit in and making sure that we get it to work. So we couldn't put any pressure on us for the world meet. It's just like, let's do our best. We have what we have at the moment. We're not going to try. And we didn't also like probably have the same like preparation or training preparation as what an airspeed would do, or the French, you know, coming in and doing little amount of jumps, high intensity. No, we almost treat it as a draw in our training. But then still, yeah, obviously focus is very high at the world meet and all that. So we gave it the best we had, and I think we can be very satisfied of the result. What we showed as a very young team overall, and I think, yeah, like it was kind of already predicted that normally we should have been. This is what should have happened. 4th place. That would only have been normal against an airspeed and the French and the Qataris. So yeah, I think the overall picture is we're very happy, and I think it was also a very nice experience for Ray to have this now under his belt and knowing what it is.
Yeah, and I heard from many people said the same thing. I've heard this several times, you know, that people said, wow, you know, 21 plus average for a guy who really came from nowhere. It sounds like nothing anymore for Dennis, for Bob, or even for Neil, you know, and the airspeed at 27 average and so forth. But for, you know, most of us, 99.9% are recreational team jumpers, you know, let's say 90% in our sport. So for us, a 21 average outdoors is is meaningful.
Yeah.
We're dreaming of that. And Ray did this, you know, also coming from absolutely nowhere, you know, even, yeah, 2 world champions at near, sure, makes it easier, but he still has to deliver, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, he did a great job. I mean, the whole team did a great job. Also, the vibe in the team's really good. I mean, I think we gel well. But we also said, like, we obviously as a team already did our world meet debrief. The real work starts now, you know. This is our starting point, and pressure will be a lot higher now. We have to work towards 2026. Our goal for 2026 is being competitive, whatever that means. You know, if that means winning, well, obviously, cool. I'll take that. But we just want to be in the fight for it. We want to be in it.
Yeah. So now let's tackle, Ray is a new point, right? So we can have a little debriefing here now. If, at least, not really a debriefing, but let's look at least a little bit of it, and look at a 21 plus average performance here for somebody who is coming from nowhere. So the point slot is, even though you have a different continuity with the exits, but he is on the top of the screen there all the time, right?
Yeah, he's taken my slot, and well, my previous slot, and this was I think we can be very happy of the round one that we did, because we always talk about the round one, and he has now experienced it in a world meet. So I think that was a very good starting point. And then we went into round two with a little bit of a different engineering, with me staying out facing from the J to the C. And that is because we're playing a little bit towards his strength at the minute. We shouldn't be, it shouldn't be a problem in the future. Sorry.
Good engineering. I never saw that. I'm quite
Yeah. We kept me out facing. We had a little bust there. Because at the moment we still need to work on his out-facing skills of being like really precise with his hips. And we just played it to what would give us the best performance on that jump. Normally it was not a big engineering trick, because you wouldn't win or lose with the other engineering, in my opinion. But it was just, we were playing again for his strengths, and also we were talking with him. So
the young man, we saw a brain knock here actually at the beginning too.
Yeah, he also, sometimes we on this meet we're trying to push it, but to the limit, to where we as a team are comfortable. And at the moment it's working a lot around Ray. So there was a point on the hill where he kind of cut in a little bit on in the wind, and that made him lose a little bit of on levels, and then to come back.
Well, that's difficult enough, just working around something. That is so tricky.
So even this next one, this is also hill work that a little bit gone wrong.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yes. This was yes.
Let's look at this again. This is unseen. I mean, we haven't seen such a thing in a long time. Look at this. It is so great to see that, that such a thing can happen to world champions.
They did a really good job holding the piece together, so we didn't get busted.
Yeah, no bust.
They did a really good job keeping it together. So it was Neil and Ray flying the top pair from the exit, because we have a different continuity plan. So yeah, they did a great job. So I know now in the future that will not happen anymore. So that's good. That was painful enough for them that it will not happen anymore, I'm sure.
It must be devastating. I mean, you're the new guy, and then oh gosh, I don't even want to think about this, So the recovery was probably
this was the meet. This was the meet to make those mistakes. So that block 18 will be in their memory forever, for sure.
Well, now looking at this and all the mistakes actually, which are totally normal and to be expected and stuff, I cannot believe that it's still a 21 plus average, with Ray. So considering all this, I guess, you must be quite happy with it, as you say you were.
Yeah. There were so many. I mean, technical. That's when we all say you're never 100% ready. Definitely, we were definitely not ready now. But you have to fix the whole time. Even a team like Airspeed, for the naked eye, for the normal skydiver, it all looks perfect. But I'm very sure you would ask them that every once in a while in a jump, and maybe even in every jump for them, there are moments where they're adapting or or there's a little hiccup or something that they feel in the grips that wasn't as clean or as smooth as what they briefed or what they would have liked. And that's then the experience and the flying together that you can make it seem like nothing happened, but they are here and there little corrections of them. And the lower level or the less experienced teams, you see the mistakes, like they're bigger mistakes, you see them more.
Gosh, it was pretty there, wasn't it? I mean, I'm just looking at the ground now after looking through those videos again. It was a pretty competition side, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very, very, very nice scenery. I think that is. I kind of hope we keep going to places with our sport where it is beautiful like that. I'm not saying we should always have the sea, but at least some nice places and not always the same. But
Something
I mean, I guess,
special.
yeah, I mean, it's always better to have a world meet, so I'm happy we had one for sure. And then the perk of having it at a nice place is a little extra. But I kind of hope we keep traveling around the world with this with the sport that we have. But yeah, it's all getting a little bit complicated. Attendance was pretty low, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is at the moment. We have to make the best of it, and it's
Well,
better. It's better to have. Yeah, sorry.
No, you go ahead, Dennis.
Yeah, so I was just gonna finish with it's better to have a world meet than no world meet, because they pulled this one out the bag, and super happy with that.
Russia has beautiful landscape too, so I don't know if we ever go back there again or get teams. We'll find out soon.
Let's see.
Well, I don't want to get political, but Qatar is building facilities, so probably as one of the new powerhouses, we'll probably soon see events over there too. And you mentioned that the season is still kind of has a question mark, but isn't the season in Qatar or supposed?
Yeah, it is. It is. I have. As far as I know, I think it's like. I think they said it was going to happen. So I don't know if I've seen an official statement, but yeah, I think it's like 90% sure that it's Qatar.
Here's almost an old Hayabusa. That one, if a jump goes well, there are pages of brilliance where Ray's already showing what he can do.
Yeah.
So then in Qatar, we would see a similar landscape or scenery as in Dubai, right?
If it's the same place where we jumped at in 2021 for SISM, then it's desert.
Okay. No, we want the palm.
Yeah, they don't have a palm.
But desert would be different too, because we don't see the only desert that we see is in Arizona usually.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not really a desert. That's a different desert than in Qatar or in Dubai. But there we have a real desert with nothing else on the bottom than sand. All right, well, we are already at round 10 here, so let's go back to the leaderboard. Well, let's take a look at the leaderboard and look a little bit at the, you were surely observing the competition, no doubt about that. Because, the teams in the medal positions, you will surely see them again next year and next year and next year. They will be your opponents. What did you see looking at, now we talked about Hayabusa. What did you see about, I'm sure, I know that you're not shy talking about it. Others saying, oh, we focus on your own performance, blah, blah. No, you are coaching, you're evaluating, you are communicating with everybody. So you have a take on the performance of airspeed, the situation of airspeed Aethers and the Tigers.
Yeah. I did my own little debrief, obviously, and we also debriefed debriefed. We looked at everybody's jumps together, and picked up ideas or placed question marks and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, we saw a super solid airspeed. I mean, 2 busts over the whole meet. That is as clean as you can get it. They were on rails, nothing phased them, and I think a 27.3 average, that's where it should be. I think the sport has been pushed already so much throughout the years that I hope that we can keep pushing it, and that a world champion team can. I hope we don't fall back to 24 averages. That is a world champion. I hope world champions are there to like push the averages, push the speed, and obviously keeping it clean like we want it. But yeah, they showed what they're capable of on a 27.3 average. I think that's where it should be and beyond. I think the French ethers, I think if I look at the scoreboard, they're probably very sad about the busts in round 2, and for the rest, I think they jumped well, but I think they expected to be more in the fight with airspeed, or that's at least what they wanted. But you definitely see 2 different styles there of flying. And is it something that they need to look at? I don't know, because it's been always they always have had a different style, but they also showed some moments of like also brilliance where they were going super fast, but then the consistency of airspeed prevailed, and that's what you see in the scores for sure.
Well, you have to. It dawned on me yesterday. I wrote this, an update on the ethers. You say ethers. I don't know.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Ethers. And we all keep forgetting that Tom Martuni had a broken leg in March. So he was out with a broken leg for like 2 or 3 months or whatever. No training, nothing. So. And then they come back here with a 25 plus average, with as you say, moments of brilliance, some stuff not so good. But considering that, I mean, where would they have been? What do you think? Where would they have been?
Well, I've obviously, I've also talked to them a little bit, because I know all of them, and just the only thing that I was getting out of it is that they were in a sense a bit disappointed. They didn't say they were going to beat airspeed, no, but they were just hoping and even expecting to be a little bit closer. So there was a sense of a bit of disappointment, a little bit of disappointment as well. I mean, they're vice world champions now. I mean, we're not taking nothing away from them for sure. But looking at the scoreboard, I'm sure they would have hoped to outscore airspeed on a couple of jumps, and they tied 4 of them. So yeah, I think they have had draws in their training and scores where they were above 25, and that they were thinking about being a little bit closer for the world meet as well. So I think there's bittersweetness in their performance, I think.
What is the current power ranking situation after the completion of round 10 at the World Championship?
That's a good question, Kurt.
Who is number 1?
Yeah, USA, I would say.
No. I mean, like, if disregarding after round 10, throwing everything away and taking it as it is right now after the World
right now with airspeed, reconfigurating. I mean, you have to put the French at number 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, logically, you're right.
Yeah, you have to put the French at number 1. Logically, I think I don't know.
Sorry, my question, let me interrupt for a second. My question was a little bit confusing. I meant let's say today is the day of the next World Championship, how would be the order at this point in time?
How would the order be for now? I mean, with airspeed, I cannot say, but yeah, obviously the French are winning. I see Qatar stagnating, so I would put them. I put them at round about the same average. Yeah, I don't know where airspeed is going to fall. I think airspeed is going to fall. I think they're going to be still second.
And HayaBusa?
Well, now with the same configuration today, another meet.
Yeah, no, in 2 years. Yeah, no, I mean, let's say today in 2 years.
We should if Qatar shows the same progress as the last couple of years, then we should be I think then the French win, and I think we're in a fight with airspeed. And
okay.
Qatar places fourth, if that's being blunt.
Yeah, no, I mean that we all speculate. That's a very rhetoric question, obviously, totally speculative, but that's what I would also guess, just by taking it as what we know by now. Airspeed, personnel change, France continuing with a healthy Tom Martoni, then you are aiming at Ray at the top of the world. So that's pretty logical, nothing surprising there. I guess
that is a prediction for next year. That is not a prediction for the next World Meet in 2 years.
Oh, interesting, for next year. Okay, yeah. So we have a World Cup next year, and I'm sure that the same top 4 will be at the World Cup, so we will find out all that.
Yeah, I kind of hope for 2026 that it will be a lot closer for first place. But
that's my hope. That we have 3, maybe 4. I wish the Tigers good luck, to make progress. But there's also the Lions. Who knows? The Lions are on your scoring level now. They're 20 plus, let's say, a little bit behind you. But who knows? If they train hard, Gary is their coach. Gary can move teams up quickly. He knows what he's doing. But it would be nice to have 4 teams competing for 3 medal positions, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be really nice. I think the battle always makes it exciting. I think this year we were a little bit unlucky with battles at the top 4 places, because I also believe because of the draw. The fast part of the draw was done in the first part of the meet, so you straight away got your spread. And so that's also what I had in my head when I was watching the draw, is that if the French would have wanted to be close to airspeed, they needed to show it in the first part, because the second part is technical and slow and not going to gain much. So, and after the first, we did one day of 4 rounds, 5, maybe no 4.
4, yeah.
It was almost already played out.
And they lost the 4 points in that, one of the 4 rounds had.
Yeah. But then still, you could see in the way of skydiving that airspeed was in complete control, and they were on their edge of performance.
Yeah. Well, we don't have much time here left now, Dennis, unfortunately, but an interesting situation is coming to you also at the SISM. I mean, let's hope that we will see Qatar as a host, and then facilities and all that kind of stuff. But it could also, if it is in Qatar, the Tigers want to win.
Yeah.
Obviously it's on the home turf, and in the SISM championship, right now they are ahead of you. And airspeed not going to be there, France not going to be there. So the Tigers would be the number 1, unless there is also the team from the USA. It's not going to be
don't discount the Golden Knights.
We have the Golden Knights, who competed at the last SISM World Championship.
Yeah.
And they want to beat Arizona airspeed. So you will have the Tigers, and you both will be facing the Golden Knights, and you had your showdown with them already this year.
SISM won't be a walk in the park anymore.
It will not be a walk in the park anymore. That's right. So that's exciting, I guess. I will cover that probably with more, or the NSL News will cover that with more interest than ever before this year
Okay.
because of the situation. All right, we gotta come to an end here, Dennis. I'm sorry, I hate to do that always, but we are limited with time. I still don't have enough money to buy more time here from Mrs. Zoom. Hear that, folks? Help. There are donations and all kind of stuff is available for everybody who wants to support. So maybe then I can speak longer to people like Mr. Dennis Praet, the captain of NMP PCH HayaBusa. Dennis, thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you, and I would have liked to have the whole team, of course, as always. And we will do that hopefully soon again, whenever you're all together at a training camp. For now, we appreciate that you took the time, and good luck with everything. And
Thank you, Kurt.
thanks again.
Bye-bye.